Randy, I want to kick it to you real quick. We did an interview, I think it was like 3 or 4 months ago, a while, introduction, but it was recorded, it wasn't live. So I'm just curious on your front, like, you've been working really hard. I'm not just trying to kiss your butt here. Like, legitimately, I see you always in
Well,
DMs,
thank you.
just doing stuff all the time. So maybe give a little audience, because we got someone here. They're saying, good to see Randy again. Love that face. Right. So if you want to give an idea, like, what's something that you're really passionate about? What are you really excited? Like, what are you like since the last time we
Yeah.
spoke? If people haven't seen that, yeah,
Sure. Yeah. We were just literally talking about it. I'm super pumped on the whole AI agent, how they're gonna interact with, well, really, when it comes down to it, how are they gonna interact with THORChain? Just to get right down to it, right? And that to me is just such a big opportunity. I think we all know that. I don't think I'm shocking anyone with that knowledge, but I'm just super curious on how we as a project can make it so easy for AI agents to use us for swaps or I was doing a little bit more research and was thinking about, like, for example, X402 seems to be a really good payment system where we could allow agents to pay via 402. It sounds like most of the 402 payments are currently in a stable coin, and i.e. a USDC. So if I'm understanding correctly, agents are going to be holding up everything other than USDC. Where are they going to go to buy that USDC? THORChain. So, like, they could go to THORChain to get the USDC, right? They're not going to want to go to centralized exchange. So it's almost like we've got two buckets we could hit, like
Mhm.
getting the agent's ability to get that USDC from us very easily, and then using us to swap via paying that through the X402 with their USDC that they just swapped through THORChain or just bought from THORChain. So it's like there's almost like a couple different ways to take advantage of this.
Mhm.
And obviously Chad knows way more about how this would work and the implementation and things like that. But it's just that's the one thing that I'm super passionate about, pumped up. And I really think gives us a huge opportunity over just take centralized exchanges. If we build this right, they're done as far as that goes. Like swaps go like that. Like, I shouldn't say it. Sorry, I get passionate. They're not done, but like they are going to lose a lot of volume to someone like ourselves who can provide such a better, easier experience for an AI agent.
Yeah, yeah.
What are they going to do? Sign up for a credit card? What are they going to KYC to go use Coinbase? Fuck no.
Yeah.
So,
You gotta
anyway,
KYC your
that's
agents
the
now.
it's yeah, that's basic. You're gonna have to use
Yeah.
right? So it's like KYC your agent. Don't need to do that with THORChain. So like it's just those are the kind of things I really want to make sure, and I know Chad's already working on this, the team's working on it to prepare us so that when it's already starting to kick off, to be honest, but when it really starts going, I think it's just gonna snowball. And I just want to be in front of it, ready to go.
Yep.
I will say with a caveat, and I know Chad feels the same way, and I totally agree with him. Personally, today, like as it stands today, I'm not giving my agent any of I'm not ready for that yet. Personally, we're just not there yet. But there are some people out there that feel that they're cool with it. Okay, cool. Let them do that, and hey, use THORChain while you're at it. But
Yeah.
but it will be getting better over time, and there will be a time where I'm actually going to be like, you know what, I'm ready. And here's my wallet. Here, go out and do this, do that, do that. Not yet, not yet, but
Just
there will be
just
time. So
just make sure whatever amount of money you do, it's like it's not a significant amount of money from
I'll
your
start with like
perspective.
$1 million USDC,
there you go.
and
For
go from
some
there.
people, $1 million
Yeah,
is like, not that much money. There's some people that like that.
just kidding.
Like
Yeah,
Donald
no.
Trump, that's probably the case. He just came
Yeah.
out that he made $1 billion
Uh,
with a crypto, whatever.
Yes.
But
Congratulations on the rug pull, Trump. Thank you. That helped a lot.
so,
yeah,
but anyway,
I saw this hilarious.
I'd love to hear Chad's take on how we could implement that, how that would look. Sorry to cut you off, Chad, but that's what I'm passionate about. So
No, I saw this hilarious tweet earlier about Trump. It was really good. It was just like they're like, don't feel bad. Like Trump didn't make his first billion on crypto until he was 80. you still, you still got time. All right, let's all wait until we're 80 years old to make $1 billion in crypto. But yeah, it's interesting. Like, so I don't follow the AI kind of payment rails too closely myself. I kind of passed this kind of work over to one of the other devs in the team to do a deep dive into like X402 and like EIP 8004 and a bunch of other kind of like initiatives or standards or whatever. And whatever we can do to be more friendly or more seamless or whatever to support that kind of thing. I don't think anybody's like, bearish on that kind of work. You know what I mean? So that is something we're going to be actively like kind of looking into. And I agree that like it's almost entirely going to be in the stables world. Um, which is why, like, I think like that ties into like the free stable swaps thing that I was like mentioning in the past of like how agents would use that system for obvious reasons because
Right.
they want to whatever's the most efficient or the most cost effective, and free swaps are free, right? So that's great. And so like they don't really care about brand or decentralized or not decentralized or like anything else. I'm just like, I want this, I have this, and I want this other stable coin. And that's what becoming integrated into the world that way, I think would be really, really interesting and we can get crazy amounts of volume that way, right? Like
Oh yeah.
absurd amounts
Oh,
of
yeah.
volume because
Yeah.
it's,
I
because
mean, yeah.
you go ahead.
Well, I was just something that came to my mind. I don't know if this would be legit or not, but like think about it. From what I'm hearing, Europe is not too stoked on us. Like everything is USD denominated. They
Mhm.
want to get the euro on a stable coin. So there's going to be a euro stable coin. It's a massive thing. But
Yep.
ultimately, you're going to want to trade that euro stable coin into a USD stable coin probably. So there's
Yeah, that's a good
think of
point.
all that volume that is going to need to trade from stable to stable. That
Yep.
is it's insane. And so like if we're like, oh, by the way, we offer that service for free and it's no KYC, it's permissionless, censorship resistant. Gee, who should we use? So it's
Well,
just like that kind of thought process. So
to
yeah.
be fair, that's a euro to a USD, so that would not be part of the free stable to stable thing because it's a different
Oops.
it's a different asset. But that said, we can still theoretically trade, on THORChain. In any case, this would have fees, and then we can use
Right.
a
Okay.
dynamic fee model to adjust our pricing to be effective, or we can
Right.
even just
Okay.
add new features that make it even cheaper or something like new
As
strategies
long
or
as we're competitive or less than most of the places, that still I just said free
yeah.
just in general. You're right.
Yeah,
Sorry
yeah.
about
We
that.
we can we can
But
do that. We can do that.
yep. Yep.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. It'd be interesting to see the growth of a euro stable because that's coming. I mean,
Oh yeah.
it will never exceed the U.S. stable for reasons that should be fairly obvious. But like,
No.
but still, it's going to be worth hundreds of billions, trillions of dollars theoretically one day
Yeah.
once the whole
Yeah.
world kind of gets onto crypto as a standard of financial transactions. Which is
Right.
to me like
Right.
kind of an inevitable concept.
Right.
I think Randy, the point you made, and I think is an excellent one. You talked about sex as pretty much just being irrelevant at a certain point, and I think this harkens to the fact that THORChain never surrendered its permissionless aspect of its protocol, and just how powerful that is, and the sheer utility that brings. Because you're right, Randy, like. KYC and an AI agent is ridiculous on a centralized exchange. It's a non-starter,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
so
Right.
the competitive advantage THORChain has because it stuck to the first principles and maintained its permissionless ethos. Like that's where the fruit's coming now. Like it was much
Mhm.
harder to do what we did, but now that we're here, now we really are going to enjoy the fruit of this. So this is absolutely massive, guys. Like it's incredible. So I think you knocked out a park when you said that sexes are going to be sort of can't compete or irrelevant. It's true. It's true because
Yeah,
why
yeah.
would you use them with AI agents? Just want free frictionless, not free, but as least friction as possible when it comes to liquidity.
Correct.
Boom, done.
Correct.
That's it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That's gonna be the future, right? Getting the Clarity Act passed. Like I was just watching somebody on Twitter from Coinbase. He's being interviewed on like CNBC or whatever it was, And he was just saying that like there's like 40 countries that are now building their reserve of crypto, right? Whether that be stables or Bitcoin or whatever it might be. He didn't go into specific, I don't think, but there's like there does seem to some kind of like to be some like micro catalysts, happening in the space. That's not so much top news, but it, hidden the headlines like Clarity Act might, but it is still fundamentally a shift in human culture, human perspective about the role of crypto in our society.
Yep.
1000%. Sorry, I was getting myself some water there. 100%. Yeah. And I just, for me, it's obvious. As for us, it's obvious. I just think people need to wake up. You controlling your own assets, the sovereignty, self custody. Like it's just better in every single way. Of course it is. We all know this. This is the why we do this podcast, you guys. Please share the podcast out. We want to share with the world. There is economic freedom here. This is what THORChain has been set out to do. And we have technically done it. We now are just building tools and making it better and better and better. And we are, guys.